Hello everybody, NIO Life here again. Yesterday's video was a big success, so I thought I might continue the series of Economic 101 and at the same time come to a very interesting location to showcase what's going on between China and the rest of the world. Okay, first of all, I'm in the city of Wuhan. For those people who don't know, it's one of the largest metropolitan cities in China. Geographically, it is in the center of China. And today, I want to demonstrate to you in real life how economic incentive works in China. So in the United States or many other countries, when they want to have economic incentive, like in Japan they did that, is they just send cash. They just send cash to the people. In terms of a tax reduction, or sometimes it's just blank check, a $100 or $1,000 check, and then they hope that you're going to consume. Here in China, they do it differently. And I'm first-hand experiencing how they do it differently. I want you to look at my outfit here today. Everything's brand new, and the product is branded as Camel. I literally did not know this brand existed until yesterday. So what attracted me to buy all the stuff from Camel? By the way, I spent yesterday 700 RMB, or roughly translated into $100 for 8 pieces of clothing, outdoor clothing. 8 pieces outdoor clothing. Yep, you heard that right. So how did that happen? It's because normally they're selling for twice the price what they're selling for, but the government is incentivized the shopping center to incentivize the individual retailer. So what happens then is that if you buy certain brands, not all brands enjoy that. Most likely it is a Chinese brand. The Chinese brand gets special subsidy from the Chinese shopping center like this one here. And so half the bill I'm paying, the other half the bill is paid by the shopping center. And the shopping center gets probably a monetary incentive from the central government or someone else. I don't know. I really don't know. From a consumer perspective, it's very simple. I go into a shop, I choose what I like, and I'm paying half price. Whatever I'm taking, half price. And this store, this brand is already much cheaper than most other brands. Oh, look at that. A doggy. A little doggy just ran through. Probably belong to that beautiful couple over there. So they incentivize you to buy certain brands this way. And at the same time, when I was shopping for this, I also checked other brands, like the international brands, like Nike and so on. They only get 20%. But certain brands like this one gets 50%. Of course, as a consumer, you make the right choice. First, you go into the store, check the quality. And I tell you sincerely, quality is on par. Absolutely on par with international brands. Why? Because they all come from the same factories anyway. Whether you buy from Nike, Adidas, or whatever brands you are buying, it is all from the same factories somewhere in China. That's just the fact. And therefore, the factories has its own home brands, and this is how they do the economic incentives. So when they cannot sell the products outside of China, they will sell the product internally for domestic consumption. It is not that hard to understand, right? Okay. Now, what's next? Why is this related to NIO? Why is this related to the car business? What the government can do for the financial incentives for clothing, the same thing they can do for cars. Which means if you are a car brand that sells cars here in China, it is entirely possible. I'm not saying that they're going to do it outright today, but it's entirely possible that they will give you financial incentives to buy domestically produced products and domestically branded products. This is how financial incentives work in this country. And let me turn the camera around and show you how the progress of the economy here goes. Today is the public holiday, but if you just look at the construction site here, it doesn't look like a public holiday, does it? Probably it is, because you don't see that many construction workers working today. So the global trade goes like this. China produces, China sells the products to the world, and China takes the foreign currency and come home and build infrastructure. Infrastructure is the key. Look at all these towers. High quality stuff. Sorry for the sunlight, I can't control the sun. This is what it is. I'm shooting against the sunlight. I know the quality could be better and it can be less noisy, but I don't understand in the progress of Chinese economy. But I can see for myself the construction quality of those buildings are high quality. A lot of people commented about quality construction being bad in China. That is not always the case. What you hear and what you see on the internet is not always the truth. I can see with my own eyes the quality here. I can show you guys the quality here. You need to understand that those buildings are usually designed by international companies according to international construction standards, because Chinese think long term. Chinese has never, in the history of China, they have never thought short term. Okay, so those bad quality constructions, I tell you, it is only for the certain type of commercial application in outskirts somewhere, but in the city center where your livelihood is depending on high quality tenants, those high quality tenants will not agree to pay you top rent if your construction quality is low. Simple as that. Rich people are not dumb. Let's just say it that way. Rich people are not dumb, okay? Absolutely not. Okay, last but not least, as a little bonus, I just passed by the Avatar, it's a car brand called Avatar car in the shopping center, and they gave me this fan. So why do I want to showcase this fan? Because Avatar is aiming squarely at competing with Rolls-Royce. Really, they do. The latest products competing against Rolls-Royce. However, this is the gift they're giving to the people who sign up on the app in front of the store. So you be the judge. If you want to compete with Rolls-Royce, would you give away such a product? This is the actual product. I'm not saying good or bad. I'm just showing you the reality. This is the reality. This is the product they give away. If you sign up on the app, on the spot they give you this product. I have no complaint about a free gift, but let me tell you this. This gift alone is enough to cause me never want to buy an Avatar car ever again. I'm just saying. Yeah. Weird Chinese translation into English. They must have run this through some kind of Google Translate. Yeah. So, if you want to compete against Rolls-Royce, you do not give away this kind of gifts. Period. That's my advice to Avatar marketers, because your brand is reflected in your weakest link, and currently this gift is your weakest link. Even though it works, I tried, it works, but it doesn't feel premium whatsoever. All right, panning shot to the end. This is the real China. Before I came here, I had a certain prejudice against the country. Just like everybody else, I thought I'm gonna see powerful constructions, unhappy people, dictatorship, whatever you can think of. I can tell you sincerely, I was wrong. And this country is giving me hope that they are running a Singapore experiment. From my perspective, they're basically running the country like a gigantic Singapore. For those who don't know Singapore is basically also a dictatorship. They might not say it is, but actually it is. Yeah, their ruling party has basically 100% of all the power. Same thing as here. Nothing wrong with that if you make the people prosper. If you increase the people's income, get them to buy better cars, live in better houses. I actually don't really care what economic rules you have. I mean, you can have a king, you can have a queen, or you can have a dictator, whatever. As long as people have a good life, you're a good guy. That's my book. That's how it goes. All right. Thanks very much for watching. Have a fantastic day.